The wrestling business has slowly but surely become an open book of late, as the industry hardly has any secrets anymore. Week in and week out, it's been clear that the companies can't keep things under the lid anymore. With more and more inside details leaking on a regular basis, fans often know what's going to happen before the wrestlers themselves, which can be rather distressing. Kayfabe, once protected zealously by every wrestler, is now dead. At one point, reporters who asked wrestlers if wrestling was fake or not got slapped by them, with Bruiser Brody famously slapping down a reporter who asked him something like that before he would pass away, though there are still a few secrets that are left in wrestling. This is Wrestling Up, and here at WWE Secrets, the company does not want fans to know. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Hub and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Hub Official, and also follow us on Twitter at Wrestling_Hub. WWE crowds have been one of the best things about wrestling in 2021. The crowds are finally back, and the atmosphere that they add to wrestling has changed the product completely. Thanks to the pandemic, WWE had been using the Thunderdome to give the impression that fans had never left. However, they were also piping in fan audio to give the illusion that fans were cheering. When fans returned, the company didn't give up the fake crowd noise. On the one hand, they had been telling fans their cheers are what makes it so entertaining, but the company still mutes fans when they give reactions they don't like, and instead pipe in audio of their own to make it seem like fans are giving the exact reaction the company wants. This has been going on for some time and has become obvious recently. In wrestling, there are subtle industry secrets fans are not aware of. In fact, there's a whole culture in wrestling where opponents work on their left sides. This means most of the wrestling moves are executed on the left side of their body, and they weaken the left side. This was so that when wrestlers make their comebacks, they would be able to do so through their right side. Before the 90s in Mexico, it was common to work the right side, but they changed it when wrestling became more international, with them working the left side as well. This is actually something very subtle that fans may not have noticed, but it is something that still happens to this day. For a long time, one of the biggest deals in wrestling has been made about John Cena equaling Ric Flair's record of 16 World Championship reigns after he defeated AJ Styles. However, this is really something WWE has put in place to give fans something to care about. In reality, this is not the case. Ric Flair has had 2 world title wins in WWE, 8 in WCW, and had 9 in the NWA. That's 19 world titles just there, if not including the times he lost the world title to a hometown hero for a local show before winning it back the next day. No matter which way we talk about it, the history that WWE insists on is the one fans will care about. Cena has 16 wins and might win his 17th title before he retires, but if he wishes to catch up to Flair's real record, then he has a lot more to do. Tag team matches are a tried and tested part of wrestling, but there are small indications where, if the audience is attentive, will notice what's happening inside the ring and the timing of different spots. One such secret signal comes from the wrestlers who are on the outside waiting for their tag partners. During such moments, they will have their hands out waiting for tags from their partners. But how do they decide when it is time to tag? Often such moments are decided in the ring itself. Wrestlers call it on the fly, by having their hands out and giving a signal to the fans through these moments. It is on the wrestler on the outside to gauge the crowd reaction to decide when the time is right to tag in. They keep their palm out but turn downwards, and that means the tag is not going to happen yet. Though when they stretch out their arms with their palms facing upward, it is a signal to their partner it is time for the tag, as the outside wrestler then gets the hot tag and comes in working on the opponents, taking them out. The real role of WWE referees is much more than just ruling the matches. He counts the 1, 2, 3 and looks after submissions, but far more than that, he is the one communicating the instructions from the back to the wrestlers. Referees usually have an earpiece in, getting instructions from Vince McMahon to communicate to the wrestlers. Often they tell them to change the match up in little ways, and is critical during bouts to decide how things will happen in the ring. Every conference call with investors that WWE hosts each quarter is an exercise in telling everyone that nothing is wrong. Every quarter, even during the pandemic, Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, and Vince McMahon talk about WWE's record-breaking profits and how they are in the best quarter ever. They talk about different metrics, but it is all to show they are doing better than ever. However, that's not the case. When it comes to WWE and especially Raw, the shows have turned grueling and most fans struggle to sit through it all. Viewers are turning off and the ratings are falling on a regular basis. The ratings don't matter as much as they did, and it's not like they're still in the Monday Night Wars. It's time for the social media world, and fans have had more than enough ways to stay in touch and watch WWE as opposed to just on television. But they are struggling to produce something compelling, and as a result, their bottom line has taken a hit. They're no longer doing as well as they were, and even though they are making record profits, it's all about the short term for the company. They cannot and will not continue this pace. They are cutting stars and paying less than 8% of their revenue to their talent. Truth be told, while WWE is making a lot of money, this is not sustainable and will come crashing down, as they are losing the bulk of their viewership. Vince McMahon is the one in WWE who has control. There may be a lot of other figures backstage in the company who are officials such as Nick Khan, Triple H, Bruce Pritchard, and others, but in the end it's Vince who makes the final call. He is the one sitting in the gorilla position and micromanages not only the wrestlers but the referees and commentators, shouting in their ears and telling them exactly what to say and do. Even backstage, he tells the writers what to write and tears up the scripts at the last moment if he does not like them. It does not matter who WWE has hired for the purpose. As long as Vince is there is no one else in control. The Ultimate Warrior has more than a few skeletons in his closet, but WWE decided to honor him after his passing, and during the annual Hall of Fame ceremony gives the Warrior Award to someone who embodies the indomitable spirit of the Ultimate Warrior. It's a good name on paper, but there's still a lot of dissension about the award behind the scenes, given the shady past of Warrior ex-wrestlers and even announcers question the strategies of WWE as being more about marketing than caring about the people they were giving the awards to, because they were giving an award in the name of someone who spent most of his last years spreading hate. Ever since the tragedy surrounding Chris Benoit, and even before that with the steroid scandal, WWE has a wellness policy in place. However, when it comes to enforcing it, WWE has not always been sincere. Scott Steiner said WWE was suspicious of his body in 2002 and told him he would have to be tested when he came to the company. He said he would be tested if Triple H was as well, but then suddenly the company decided that testing him was not required. Steiner's words are best taken with a grain of salt given his rather questionable history, yet there are other proofs about these claims. Brock Lesnar failed a UFC drug test following his fight with Mark Hunt, but when it came to competing in WWE, he did not violate any policies. WWE revealed then that part-timers were not subject to the same rules as full-time performers in the company. Even now, Vince McMahon himself has been put under question for his physique despite being 76. The wellness policy seems to be picked and chosen by WWE themselves, something that's a real issue if that's the case. One thing that has been in question is Vince McMahon's condition. The 76-year-old WWE chairman is usually noted for his physique and abnormal health in the face of everything that he has put himself through. Yet for a while now, fans have been suspicious of something else happening. It seems the WWE chairman might no longer be the man he used to be. It has been noted that WWE has reached out to news agencies, asking them not to put out pieces about the declining health of the chairman, but at the same time rumors have emerged. According to Vince Russo, when he recently spoke with McMahon, he found out that McMahon no longer longer remembered what he was booking one week when the next week came. It seems that McMahon's health might not be the best, which would not be surprising given the amount of chair shots he took to the head over his career. If McMahon's mental health is indeed declining, then it is something to worry about for most fans, as he has taken over NXT and continues to book everything. He no longer appears in public that often, and there is now speculation WWE is keeping the real health of the chairman secret. And these were current secrets WWE doesn't want you to know. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.